This week was an interesting one for the Aquatope anime, but I'm saving a decent chunk of that explanation and analysis for the end. I do appreciate the consistency of the last few episodes though. Kukuru witnessing a demolished Gama Gama to not showing up for work, each episode has picked up right where the last one left off. This week we started with Kukuru and Fuka, Kukuru needing some time away to clear her head. Fuka has really been Kukuru's rock these last 22 weeks now, if it's not obvious enough yet. There's just something about where your heart takes you, even in times of doubt, something we've seen Kukuru face many times already. Despite that, she has grown and grown a lot. It makes me really happy to see it, honestly. Look at how much she cares for everyone and everything around her. When an attendant position opens up, Kukuru focuses on doing her best work and she gets caught up in it, which isn't a bad thing in this case. But also look at how her mind is working. Karin has always wanted to be an attendant too, and Kukuru realizes that. Remember way back she explained this to Kukuru during their traveling aquarium. That was episode 8. So she wants Karin to be happy too, but there's a lot riding on Kukuru getting to transfer in the first place. Recall the wedding planner. We knew that Kukuru needed to revise the plan, but it was put on the back burner for several episodes. Which brings me to another point. Burnout. At first I said I didn't think that's what it was. To me, it seemed more like Kukuru felt lost. She was having to come to the reality that Gama Gama was over, that dream. The start of this week's episode proved that, but I also missed a point. Burnout comes in many forms, and getting away from everything was Kukuru's form of coping. She's been through a lot for someone who's 18, as are Fuka and Kukuru. However, it all slammed into Kukuru at nearly the same time, albeit spread out over the span of about 8 months, including her experience at Tingaara this time. While a lot of this may seem rather sad and depressing at times, think of it more like an inspiration. We've come this far and seen these two girls grow as much as they have. We've seen them fight for their dreams, and that is what is so inspiring. Focus on Kukuru for a minute and recall the events of the wedding planner episode a couple weeks ago again. Kukuru gives it her all this time around, but she gets so caught up in it like I said. What's different is that she takes feedback from everyone this time, incorporating the various ideas and experiences into the revised planner. Furthermore, Kukuru and the assistant director asked the wedding planner lady whom they met with a couple of episodes ago to come by Tingaara. She was not necessarily very open to the idea at first, and her counter-proposals to Kukuru's were very much like someone who's a bit out of their field. Although the tour of Tingaara itself was exactly what I wanted to see. Once they kind of finished their back and forth, she accepted Kukuru's proposal with a few adjustments, and that magic in Kukuru's eyes was truly something. The planner lady even wanted to see more of Tingaara, which I thought was wonderful and the best part of the episode. It just goes to show how much Kukuru has put her entire being into the marine life and just how steadfast she is in her beliefs. This is a positive light for Kukuru, not something dark and depressing. While she wasn't in a great place mentally, having run out to Kame House, she gained an invaluable experience that she was able to apply to her life. You can't stay forever, but the experiences you had and the memories you made can, and that's just what Kukuru finally understands. The world is a big place, and you're going to run into all sorts of problems, but you're never truly alone. Not so long as you keep your friends close and cherish the time you have with them. Look at how Kukuru lights up and she talks about doing all of these things for Fuka if she were getting married. Another thing I want to talk about is Kukuru and Kai. These two are two peas in a pod, but Kukuru's complete focus on the wedding planner creates a bit of oversight. Come to find out, Kai's father is in need of surgery on what we don't know, but Kukuru doesn't find this out until much later. This is still in direct relation to Kukuru's desire to belong, but also her cherishment of the people she holds most dear. It's never too late to check up on someone, and that's just what Kukuru does. She understands how much she cares for Kai and everything he has done for her from Gama Gama to Tingaara now. And putting him off until later wasn't what she should have done, and she realized that. Even so, she's there for him and she listens to him when he needs it. Just as Kukuru needs those who are there for her, Kai needs the one person who he knows is there for him, Kukuru. And that is what makes all the difference. With his trust in her, Kukuru is the most determined to do everything she can. Not just for Kai, but for everyone, even herself. There's a lot that can be said about the Aquatope anime as a whole. There have been countless things that made for wonderful lessons learned. Believing in yourself, being open and accepting, and never giving up, even when the going gets rough. Furthermore, this week even made mention of the various issues our oceans and marine life face. We're not perfect, but there are so many more things that we could do to alleviate some of these issues. And this has been something that the anime has focused on the last couple of weeks now, with just a little bit of subtle hinting here and there. Aquatope has broken another barrier in that sense. While this is a work of fiction, it's better to describe it as realistic fiction. In fact, an even better term, intrusive fiction. Look at how it draws attention to the real-world issue of the Great Garbage Patch and the warming of the oceans, even the impacts these have on aquatic life. Just look at the way that Fuka wants to learn more about what she just learned about. Both Fuka and Kukuru are both incredibly passionate about what they do and their love for the animals. While the early part of the anime this episode did focus on Kukuru and Fuka and Kukuru's acceptance of the fact that she has to move on, notice that the lost dolphin is still there. We have 2 more episodes of Aquatope left until the very end, and it's very likely that the dolphin will symbolize something very important in regards to Kukuru. Aquatope has become more than just an anime about 2 girls working together to mend a dream. It has become an inspiration. The sheer willpower to do your best and believe in your abilities is the most prominent theme of this anime. And there's always the desire to do more and be better than the past. It's not about trying to do something everyone else is already doing though. Aquatope is about finding yourself in a maze of uncertainty and doubt. But at the same time, it also teaches us that we aren't alone. As long as we believe in ourselves and the magic of our dreams, we will always find a way to make them reality. And that is one of the most important things that Aquatope can teach us.